What's up, everybody? I've been wanting to do this for a minute now to tell everybody how to draft for fantasy football. So here I signed up for a fun and giggles fantasy football league, and I have the fourth pick. And this is going to be the breakdown of how to show y'all how to draft. So down below, I have a query. Some of the people that I think I might get in the following pick. So query is just like you highlighted those people for that you think you're gonna get. So it's coming up now. So I just go ahead and select them, and I just clicked it, and I picked them. So I also have a query right now there. So if he did drop to the second round, which he will not drop to the second round, that I would be, it's highlighted that I remembered, oh yeah, I still like that. I like that type of player. But you can see he left and it made the sound. And now I'm like, okay, who can I get actually in the second round? So I see a player that I could possibly get in actually the second round of the draft. So I highlight that in my query. And now I'll just wait till the pick come back, and hopefully I do be able to select them. Also, the main objective of this whole fantasy football draft is to draft your best 9 starters for your fantasy football team. So you got quarterback, running back, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, the tight end, flex, defense, and kicker. Those are 9 positions you got to start every week. There you also have your 7 bench players that you can rotate between your 9 starters in. So you want to be able to rotate them in case any injuries, any bye weeks, any days off they have, or anything that comes up. You have the bench players that come in, and that's your other teams that are in playing around right now as well too. So you can see what they draft already. So let's go back to the draft. So after that, fast forward, my pick is coming up. So I kind of want to show you something else that you might not know. So up there it says in the column, it says 2025 points. So that's what they scored last year, the points of all these players. And then you have different settings that you can figure out of what's the best available player to get, or things of the such. So right now I'm looking over and just looking at different, and also you can do by positions as well. And so now I'm on the clock because I got the green highlighted over me that shows it's my time. So I go up there and press reset so I can see all the players that is in the best available option. And like I told you guys before, I'm going with the first best available player just because it's not a serious draft. I'm just doing this to show you guys how to draft. So then I select, and I'll look at my roster first too and see what I got. See that I already got a wide receiver. Might as well just continue to, like I said, get the first best player available. I forget what I queried, but that's not important. Query, once again, he puts it in your little bank, highlights the person that you might want to get later on in the draft if it does drop. So also it shows you the bye weeks. It shows you what they project the points is going to be for this year. And it's pretty neat and nifty. Also, if you do take it off, that means it's not highlighted no more. So you can just re-click it and unclick it. And I guess and somebody already took the person. So that's what we thought that was going to happen the first initial get-go anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward into my next pick. So also just going back to show you, I clicked my roster of who everybody I selected already. And I got Ashton Jeffrey, running back, and I got Puka Nacua, wide receiver. So I still have a lot of players that I got to fill in for this roster. And I'm just showing that just in case that if you are drafting one day and you might want to change. And also up here in the settings, it shows you your auto pick. If you do want the computer to let you draft for you, you could just go up there in settings, top right of the screen, click auto pick, and it'll let you auto draft. It drafts for you. You could just sit back and relax and let the computer do its best job to draft you a team for fantasy football. And now, so the green line also, I meant to show you, the green line is every player that I will be able to get projected. The green, anything above the green is projected to not be available for me to draft. So this might be a prime example. This player might be taken before I get the chance to take him. So let's see how it plays out. And so they went auto pick, and they drafted it. The computer drafted from them. And now I'm taking the best available player, the top one on the screen, on my Hampton. Go back to my roster. Look how it looks it up. So I got 2 running backs. I'm kind of set for my running backs for right now. So if I was to draft, this be a real draft, I'll probably be done with running backs, or maybe not. But you do have your starter running backs, and you still got a full team to fill out. So it kind of will serve a worse purpose right now to draft another running back when I need more starter positions. That makes sense because I already got the 2 starter running backs. I needed more starter wide receivers, a quarterback, tight end, defense, a flex, and also a kicker. Also, I could drop another running back though, true, because I could put it in the flex position. The flex position is any offensive player can go over there. It's just not a quarterback. So, but let's keep going on the draft. Now I'm back on the screen. So now I know I have 2 running backs. I know I have 1 wide receiver. Still got to fill out a full roster. And once again, I'm taking the best available player at the top of the list, what they're projecting, just to be a quick video or a quicker video instead of going into details on how I like to draft. I'm going to select the first available person, and I draft Tedder McLaurin. Also, be very careful when you're clicking things, because if you do click the wrong person, it ain't no retries. Once you click that person, that is the person you draft, and you have to live by that. So just keep that in mind. And now I'm back on the clock. I have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and they are projecting me to grab this wide receiver again, so I can get this player, and and I will put him in my flex position. So right there it says flex. Flex once again means any offensive player other than the quarterback can go here. So it's just an extra spot for an offensive player that you could put right there. Don't matter what position, except for quarterback, you can put him right there. And it's just another way to get more points from your deep roster if you do have a deep roster. And usually people go with wide receivers and running backs. But if you do want to put tight end, kicker, you also can put it over there, or even a defense. So that's pretty much on the flex. So a lot of times where I am at right now, if you just saw my roster, I have 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. This is a good time to start looking for a quarterback, just because my roster is now starting to get full, and I still need those upper echelon players to be in my starting lineup. So right there, you can see I already queried Jaden Daniels. Hopefully, I get him. But a lot of other players might have the same type of positions filled as well too, so they might be looking for a quarterback as well too. So coming up, and they might already take him before I get a chance. So, but there's still other options there. So just for giggles, this is how I'm setting it up. So just to show you how everything works. Also, if you are having a hard time of selecting a position of a player, a quarterback, you can go into their stats and see how many points they got last year or the stats they had in general last year, and you can um, weight them on that as well too. So I just clicked Jalen Hurts. You saw his stats, and then I also can go to Lamar Jackson and see how many points he got, and he got some good days, and then he had some real bad days with 4 points, which is really crucial from your quarterback position to have some good points from him. So just to make it easier, but I'm pretty sure Lamar Jackson is going to be gone before I get a chance to get him. And so hopefully one of them two can be available. But once again, guys, don't think this is my strategy of getting what I believe and what players I like. It's just solely filling out this roster, just be having a great example for you to be able to learn from. In right OQ, they take Lamar Jackson, so which we kind of figured that it was going to take because Lamar Jackson has been an MVP in this league for a long time. I still need a quarterback. I'm not going to this time. If you see my roster, I still need to fill all those highlighted green areas, and it would be kind of silly for me at this point to take another wide receiver or a running back for me. So that's why I drafted Jalen Hurts right there. I put him in at the top position as the quarterback. So now I have another starter position filled out, and looks like he went probably top 5 quarterback in this league. So that's a really good start. And I still need to fill all of these other holes in for the roster. But for the most part, you guys are seeing how it's now shaping up, how you're supposed to line up your rosters. You don't have to do it in exact order I am doing it in, but I'm just doing it from the first player that's available. And I'm just going with that and just building a roster from that. There's no strategy in it, no techniques I'm doing. I'm just, for learning purposes only, showing you guys how I'm drafting up a just lineup. Also right here, also see I need a tight end as well too. It's very little tight ends left. I see one that's projected a little high still, so I queried him and highlighted him. So that means that I have it. So I'll be reminded to be able to get him. And I'm like 3 picks away from him, so hopefully I will be able to get him. And sure enough, guys, the person I highlighted, I will be able to get him because nobody else picked him. And I do need to get a tight end still to fill out my roster. I got a quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and now I do need a tight end to help me have solid players for my starter lineup. So you see right there, the computer is projecting him as one of the highest tight ends. I'm going to get him over Sam Laporta, selected him. And there we go. This is just that simple. And you go so on and so on for that. You go that now for your kicker and your defense. Usually people do not draft a kicker and defense until the later parts of the draft because they are very low scoring players. Other people have different strategies. Nothing wrong for that. If they want to get them anytime they want to, that's their choice. But a lot of pros and a lot of people that play fantasy football for long periods of time, they wait a little bit for said kicker or said defense just because they are low scoring. At the most, a defense can probably get you like 10 points every game, and that's just very rare to have. And the same thing with sub kickers. That's just very low scoring positions. So that's why people like to wait. Also, I think this is a good time to check out the league rules. So you go to settings and you go league rules, and then you can see everything from right here of how many quarterbacks, how many running backs you can have on a team, wide receivers, tight ends, how many points for passing, scoring, passing touchdowns, and everything from right there. And let's get back to my pick because my pick should be coming up pretty soon. But first, let's look at my team so far. So my team is looking pretty good right now. I have a lot of availability to do whatever I want to now because I have my starters pretty much filled. And like I told you, defense and kickers are not that really important in fantasy football. So I'm going to get some more depth on my roster, especially since this is only a 10-team fantasy league. And usually you can get a great player. So that's why I selected Luther Burden. So I just got the best player once again from the top of the list. Also, if you don't want to draft, once again, you can go to settings and go to auto pick. And this is where the computer will pick all your players for you. No matter what you're doing, they will pick the best available players for your team, for your position, and everything. So, if you're new to this, you can do this. I would kind of recommend this kind of to do. You can disable it auto off and on. So if you do feel strongly about one person that you know is coming up, disable it before the pick comes in, because if you don't, they're going to pick for you already. So make sure you just remember that. And it's simple. Just click the disable auto pick right there on the screen. A cool feature also with auto picks, if you did want to select a person that you really want to get and you put them in your query, and then you go back into your settings and then you go back to your auto pick, when the time comes up, they will pick that said person that was available for you. So I just did it right now. So when I disable it again, you can see it that the computer um, picked Caleb Williams for me, but I wanted Brock Purdy, but he was already taken before. So if Brock Purdy wasn't taken before, I would have got him before I would have got Caleb Williams. So that's how the whole cool feature about auto pick as well too. So you can favorite your favorite players that you would like to get and put on auto pick, and then you have if it does come to your turn to get them, you'll be able to get them. So that pretty much is the draft. We are just gonna fast forward this all the way through to some more points if it does pop up. But that's pretty much how the whole entire draft works. And I want to show you one more time how the auto draft. You can do the cool thing by querying your auto draft picks. So I query these 4 people, and I can organize them any type of way. So now I want to change the Ravens to my first position that for auto draft, and then I want to switch my kickers around for my next auto picks. So that will be the order on how my team will be selecting auto picks if they are available when my turn comes. So at the top of the right screen, you can actually see it and how it will play out. So in about a couple of seconds, you will be able to see it. And that's the end of the draft. And then they show you your grade and your email. So they gave me an actual A on this draft, and they go show me every position that I got for all my players and what round I picked them up. And it's just a very good knowledge to look back on to see where you got it from. But then also shows you that everybody else grade. So it's only me and one other person that got a score A. And this is where you're going to be spending most of your time playing fantasy football, is the getting your lineups adjusted. So here is the lineup that everybody we drafted. You also see that it is some of my team players that I have as questionable, which means they injured and they questionable to play. So you don't never know with stuff like that. So at the top of the screen, it says quick lineup. So I click that, and then they shows you what the option is for the quick lineup. So if you want to go ahead do that, go ahead do that, and then boom. Nothing was changed at all. So that was the quick lineup. So they saying that is the best projected way for me to score points for this week in fantasy football, for the week that's coming on, week 1. So, but if I did want to switch one around, and I was like, I think Emeka Buka is going to have not a good game, I want to switch him for Luther Burden. I switch him for Luther Burden. That's simple. It's safe. I don't got to do nothing else extra to that whatsoever. So now let's just say I want to see how my matchup is. I'll go look at my matchup. They said I have a 53% chance of winning compared to the opponent 47%. But let's just say for curiosity, I wanted to win by more points. I wanted to actually be able to go to bed, sleep good at night. I was like, where can I find more points? That they said Emeka Ibuka is supposed to have 14 points that game. Let me go ahead and switch him out. So I go back to the lineup. I was like, okay, take Luther Burden out because he's the lower scoring person. Put Emeka Ibuka back in. And now I'm up to a 54 points, and that can make me feel a little bit more happy. I'm closing that gap that was between me and my opponent at that time. So that's pretty much everything that you would do every week. Make sure you get your lineup. Also, right here it says Ashton Genty is questionable. So when the people are questionable, you don't know whether they're going to play or not. And let's say I wanted to make a trade because I am scared. I want to win every game. I'll go over here to the free agents, or let's just say I want to make a trade for Bijan Robinson. So I go search for Bijan Robinson in the player section. Click on Bijan Robinson, click the trade button, and once I click the trade button, I will I select the person I want, and then I will select what trade I'm willing to give up to get Bijan Robinson for that trade. And then I click trade summary, and then if I really wanted to finalize it, I will send it to the opponent, one of my opponents, and if they wanted to accept it, they will accept it. If they want to, if not, they would decline, and I'm stuck with my player. Now let's say I looked at my player, Luther Burden, and he was out for the whole entire year. I can go to put him into the IR and put him down to my IR, and that would open up a slot for me to be able to get somebody in a free agency. So when I go back to the player list of all the free agents available, I'll go to a wide receiver and see all the wide receivers available, and I can select one of those wide receivers and try to claim them for that time. Or I can drop him for another one of those free wide receivers as well too. So there's a lot of options that you don't always have to be stuck with that same player. But I think the people that is new to it, they should be trying to stick with the best players. Also, in order for you to claim a player off a free agency, you have to deal with waiver orders. So waiver orders right now, they have me eighth, I believe it was. They have me eighth, and that's because where I drafted from. So it's usually like worser teams are going first in the waiver order. So if I just say if Tom Brady was available and in that free agency, the first person on the waiver order will be able to be the first person to claim him, and then so on and so on and so on a list. So if I wanted Tom Brady, I would wait and hope 7 people will pass him up before it comes to me in my 7th position, just because that's how the game works. But I hope this helped you. Well, I hope this helped all the newcomers that's coming to fantasy football. I hope you have a great time this year, and good, better, best. Never let the rest of the good gets better and the better gets best. Have a great season.